Good morning to all of you. Myself Pankaj Kumar. Today we are going to see second chapter, second practical on part third regarding computer science. So today the topic is functions in Python. We all know about functions. Functions means it helps us to partition the program into sub-modules or smaller groups. Okay, so we will start to see the functions applications in Python. The C function means it is a programming block of codes which is used to perform a single or many tasks. We can call many functions or we can execute many functions inside one function. That means nested function is also possible here. Calling of nested functions. We can pass data known as parameters into a functions, and two main things in function are arguments as well as parameters in functions. And many inbuilt functions we have seen in Python like print function as well as remove function, pop function, display. These all are the functions in Python. So now, what are the advantages of using functions in Python? It is very much helpful for development of program, and it makes the code very easy as well as reliable, and code sharing and code testing becomes very easy because of what we can say that partitions of the program, as well as we can see that code reusability increases. That means if we have to call same code, we don't have to make different programs. We just call that function name and function definition. Through function definition we can reuse the code, and we can increases its capacity, as well as readability of the program is also possible, as well as function procedural abstractions is possible. So now we can see that how we can create and call a function. That means user-defined function. Two functions are there. One is predefined and other is user-defined. Predefined, that means these are the inbuilt part. Okay, we don't have to create. But user-defined means user is going to define or give the definition name of the function, and through that it will execute. So see here, this is the part of the function user-defined, and def keyword is very important to defining the user-defined function. Def my on function is a function name. Inside that we are printing hello from a function. Okay, so this will execute how? This will execute by calling this my on function. Here we can see that my on function has been called. It doesn't have any arguments or parameters, and it will print this statement hello from a function. So this part is function block, or we can say the definition of the functions. Next one is variable scope in functions. See, there are three types of variables in functions. One is local variable, other is global variable, and non-local variable. Local variable is accessible only inside the function. Global variable, outside the function, the variable is declared. We have to call it inside the, we have to call for execution process. And third one is non-local variable. So global variable can be declared by using global keyword, and non-local can be used by having non-local keyword. We can see here local variable program example. Fun is a function name, and here I love India. This is local variable because this is inside the function. So this will print here only in print s. If you call function in print s, I love India. Okay, and see here s equals to I love world, then fun, then print s output is here. Now global variable is here. See here, this is the local, this is the function definition. Inside that, one global variable has been defined through giving the global keyword, global s. That means it will access s as global outside the function, and we can see the execution of the processes in this way. Now coming to next portion, variables scope in function. We can see we can have various questions like how to find the output of the program through variable, global and local scope. See here, one function is given here, y global a equals to 10, x comma y comma x. This is swapping process, and b equals to 20, b equals to 30, c equals to 30, print a b x y. And now see here, this is the function definition part which has been passed through the parameters and different values. Now variable scope in function, this is out. This is also the similar output. We shall go through this question and we shall process the execution of the function. Now variable scope, this is also a global variables inside the nested function. This one is the function for first, and this is the second function, and we can say that two functions has been declared. That means nested function inside function is there. Now coming to the scope of the functions and parameters or arguments, or passing a parameters or arguments and returning a value. See, these are specified after the function name inside the parentheses. Multiple parameters are separated by comma, and this has been example of this program def sum x comma y. These two are the formal arguments, okay, and this is the variable which is performing the summation between two numbers, and it will return the value of z here, that means print the statement of the result here. Okay, now this is the actual argument, this is a formal, that means the function definition contains formal arguments, and what the user is going to access by giving the definition or parameters or arguments inside the function protocol, that is known as actual arguments. Okay, now functions argument is here. Positional functions can be used by having different arguments, required arguments or positional parameter, as well as keyword arguments are there. We can see that default arguments and variable length arguments. Required arguments or positional arguments in correct position order. That means we have to pass the similar variable. See here, required arguments. Example, def square. Here is x. That means this is the arguments. Okay, and here we are calling this x by z equals to x into x. Square is there and return z. Now this square is given inside the r, another variable. Then after we are printing this r inside the print function. Okay. Now keyword arguments. Keyword arguments, the caller identify the arguments by the parameter name. Whatever the name is given inside the parameter, name comma age is given here, we have to access through this name and age in all the print functions. Now coming to default arguments or default parameter. These are the values which has been passed as x equals to 3, y equals to 4. Okay. So now it will print as r will goes to sum, and sum will call exactly x equals to 3, y equals to 4. That means z equals to 3 plus 4, 7. It will return as 7, and 7 is stored in r. Okay. Now r equals to sum, print r. That means sum is 7. So print r is 7. Now here see some overlapping is here. Sum x equals to 4. Okay. Now sum y equals to 45. So these are the process of default arguments or parameters. Variable length arguments, it calls single parameters. Okay, we are given 70, but it has one symbol as asterisk symbol before the variable name, and it concludes through the help of the loop inside this function definition. 70, 60, 50. It will calculate as 70 first time, 60 second time, third time 50, and it will sum all three these. 70 plus 60, 130 plus 50, 180. It will return as 180. Then second time 4, 5. Then it will calculate 4 firstly, then second 5. 5 plus 4, 9. In this way, variable length arguments work. Now, coming to mutable and immutable objects, we have seen mutable is editable and immutable is not editable. So, how objects are passed to functions? In this procedure, we can see that how the objects are passing through the function definitions. Update number is given here, print ID is a function, predefined functions, and here we can see that this ID will generate by the operating system. Okay. Now, passing arrays or list to functions, we can see that how we have to pass arrays or list to function. It is also possible. See, def do something. The list is the argument which has been passed here, and 4 element in the list. The list is here. Some parameter is print element. Now do something contains 1, 2, 3 list. Okay, it will print 1, 2, 3 here. Then again a list. A list contains red, green, blue, and do something is calling a list. That means 1, 2, 3 and red, green, blue is executed. Now coming to passing a string to a function is also possible. We can see here this example is given as how we can pass a string to a different functions. A string can be passed and it can be called, but here the case is that it will not change value of actual argument. That means actual arguments is here title is given as. Title is a function which has been parameters or arguments which has been called, as well as r equals to Mohan. It will call as welcome r. That means welcome is a function which is calling as title, and here we can see that r overlaps or replace Mohan. It will print as Mohan. Now see, passing tuples to a function. It is also possible. Tuples, that means function, we can pass function through a string, tuple, dictionary, This all is possible in this functions. Many function libraries are here. Import math is a module which is predefined. Suppose we have to find a square root. So math.sqrt, sqrt is a predefined function. It will give us 2. Okay, here 2 is given. Now see, many functions libraries are here given. As we can see that ceil function is given, factorial is given, floor, mod, and these all exponentiation, log, logarithmic, power, square root, cos, sine. These all are the predefined functions, as well as it helps us to find out the exact value in an inbuilt mode. Now see there, string functions, how it works. Capitalize, it capitalizes the first letter of all the set of characters. I capitalize first letter, okay, and love is remaining as love and programming. I love programming. Now see here, a string function. Many string functions are also just like functions. It also performs same part, but working is different. Capitalize converts first character to uppercase, and center returns a centered string. Count all the characters. So this way we can see this. Again, we can see these functions using libraries. So is and num returns whether alphabet or number is there. Is alpha is true only if the condition is alphabet. Okay, so these are the predefined functions here. So these are the descriptions which is defined in a very good way. We can see here, we can go through these slides and we can revise, take a break to see all this content here. Okay, now we can see some examples also regarding Python programming. Some program is given here. Just see here one program is given in function part. See, this is a function example, and this program is for practical purpose. Write a Python function to find the max of 3 numbers. Okay, 3 numbers are given there. Conditions are given. Just go through this part one by one. We have to run it, and then we have to execute it as this way. So we can see this in this mode. We have to see. We can see whether what. This is 365. So maximum part is what? 6. So it has printed, it has displayed as 6 here. So second definition is given as, second program is given as, we can see here second, write a Python program to reverse a string. Okay, this is the code for reversing of the string. NIT Jamshedpur is given inside the parameter arguments. We have to reverse this as Jamshedpur will reverse as RUPDE, then NIT will TIN. We can see here by pressing, see here NIT and JANSH Jamshedpur. This has reverses the program. So it has been useful for practical purpose also. Then we will see some more programs is here. Third program is here. Write a Python function that accepts a string and calculate the uppercase, lowercase letters. Suppose that the quick brown fox. This is a line, okay? This is a statement. How many uppercase? That means T is upper, B is upper, F is upper. 3 upper is there. How many lower? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Almost 13 is here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, 12 characters are here. So we can see here how it runs. See, original string is the quick brown fox. Okay, number of uppercase character 3, number of lowercase character is 13. This is the logic part and this is the output also. We can prepare for our practical purpose. So then coming to fourth program, just we are going for a quick look in this program. Write a Python function to create and print a list where the values are the square of numbers between 1 and 30. That means it will print the values of the squares between 1 to 30. See here how it works. See here 1, 4, 9 and 16, 25, these are the squares given inside the list. Okay. So again coming to next program, second last program is here. I have said already this program through the file name. Write a Python program to access a function inside a function. That means this is nested function. These are the part. Just see here, it will also execute as 9. These are the part, these are the output. And last one example is given as only 5 program is here. So this way we can see that how function works. And one more also presentation I want to show you about functions. Function in Python. Okay, see this. These are the second. Just at a glance, just see. No need to define because already definitions are given in a very clear cut way. Types of functions, built-in functions, modules, importing modules, then this way importing statements. The user-defined function is here. An example, we can prepare it as our practical exam purpose. This is also useful for our practical exam. Parameters and arguments in functions. Types of arguments, 4 types of arguments we have already discussed with examples. And here also this example is very useful for practical purpose. Default arguments given as name equals to Mohan, and this is default. Okay, we can call it. Here hello is default and name has been initialized here. Now default arguments example is given here. Keyword arguments is given here. Keyword arguments, and then keyword arguments example is given here. And variable length arguments, the main part is star symbol. Variable length arguments are defined with star symbol. So variable length arguments, these are the best example we can write down, and this way we can see here. Firstly, no parameter is passed, that means sum is 0. Second, 10 is given, sum is 10, and third is 1, 2, 3, 4 parameters given. 40 plus 30. It call one by one the parameter value. Okay. So this way we can see how passing arrays and list to function is possible. This is a list part, and we can see here also how it works. Scope of variables, global and local we have seen. Global variables, what are the main scope is given here, as well as these are the questions which is useful for the exam purpose. Which of the following will use a function Python, which keyword is useful